Buongiorno, Variostic here. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, I thought we'd do the third and final bit on the Kymco Like 125i scooter. If you look back at the channel videos, then you'll see that there's two previous ones. One is like a static walk around and exactly what the bike is, talking about the spec. And the second one was a road test. That was fun. Camera work by Mrs. Stick. But I've been saying for a while that I would do this, the kind of what I like and dislike about the scooter. Nice short video and just answers a few questions that people have put to me about the scooter itself. So today we'll be doing the what I like and dislike about this, the Kymco Like 125i scooter. Well, as you can see, there ain't no scooter here. Why is that, I hear you ask? Well, there's a bit of a story associated with that. A few days ago, the fuel gauge stopped working. So I put some more fuel in, made sure it wasn't that. No, I had to fiddle around with some of the fuses. That wasn't the problem. So I rang up the dealer and I told him that the fuel gauge wasn't working. Oh, dearie me, he says, it's still under guarantee. I'll pick it up and see what I can do. So in due course we arranged a time and date. He picked the scooter up, took it away. And indeed the fuel gauge wasn't working, and the reason for it was this. In case you didn't get it, that was a mouse's nest, and the mice had eaten the wiring loom, and that's why the fuel gauge wasn't working. That was the blue wire that's stand out by itself. I'm very surprised that anything on the scooter was actually working, because they'd really chewed through a lot of that, the middle section of the wiring loom where a lot of these things come together. So it was working, which I suppose is a bit of a testament to the Kymco Like scooter. But he's had to get in a separate wiring loom now and put it into the scooter and replace what the mice have eaten. So I'm going to be taking a trip down to the local farm supply shop and getting some mouse traps before the same thing happens again. Okay, we haven't got the scooter with us today, hopefully getting that later on in the week, but I thought, well, I can still do the likes and dislikes, whether the scooter's here or not. This is what the scooter looks like. As you might remember, have a look back at the channel. There's a couple of videos already on about the scooter, including a road test. But I just made a list so I don't forget anything of what I like and dislike about the Kymco Like 125i scooter. Okay, so what I like and dislike about the Kymco scooter. Well, the dislikes we'll do first because there ain't much on the list. You might remember from the first video I did, the windscreen has a bracket. When you take the bracket off, you've got to refit the mirrors back in the locating slots that the bracket came out of. That brings the mirrors out from here into here. It brings them reasonably narrow. You can still see behind you, it's not a problem, but you do see a lot of your shoulders, and I don't like that. That can be easily fixed by buying some risers from a motorcycle shop. They just pick up and move out the mirrors, or just buy another set of mirrors. It's not an issue. Would it stop me buying another one of these bikes? No. Would it stop me recommending them to a friend? No. The other thing, perhaps, that is a bit of a drag is the side stand. The bike itself, or the scooter itself, comes with a centre stand and the side stand, but because there's no gears on it, and because it's so light and easy to handle, you always use the centre stand. If it was a motorbike, you might use a side stand more, because of course you can leave it in gear and roll away, but you can't do that with a scooter, so you tend just to pick it up, put it on the centre stand. So I've used the side stand half a dozen times, that's about it. But it's one of these side stands that if you come anything off, anything towards the side stand flicks up. It's not one that locks into place like it does on most of the bikes. So you can lean it over, put the side stand down, and as you're getting off, if you just slightly move that off the ground, the side stand will flick up, you might not notice it. And when you step away from the bike, the thing's going to fall over. I'm sure it wouldn't have been that complicated to have a locking side stand like most of the bikes do, that has some kind of switch in it that stops you starting the bike and driving away with the side stand down. Again, would it stop me buying the bike again? No, it wouldn't. Would it stop me recommending it to a friend? No, it wouldn't. It's a nice, simple, easy bike to use. Okay, so that's about the full list of what I don't particularly like about the scooter. It ain't very long. What do I like about the scooter? I've got a list here and I'll read from it so I don't miss anything off. First is the price. In English pounds, according to the Kymco UK website today, it's £2,358 on the road. That's dead cheap. That's dead cheap for a fun scooter, something that's going to get you to the shops, commute to and fro from work, have a bit of fun on a Sunday afternoon. It's just as good with one person or two people on it. £2,358. You cannot argue. You can't argue with that. Miles to the gallon, it's about 85 miles to the gallon. That's around about 36, I think, kilometres per litre. So it's really economical. It's dead easy, simple and cheap to insure and to tax. So, you know, for that kind of money, £2,358, you just can't argue with it. You can't argue with that. It's light, very easy to control. You don't need any specific skills or strength or power. You don't need to be tall or big inside leg to ride this thing, to manoeuvre it around. It's dead simple. Of course, scooters have their engines mounted very low down, so that makes it feel particularly light. But it is easy to use. It looks good. That's another thing. You know, I live in Italy and every other person's got a scooter. So when I or me and Mrs. Stick go up for a coffee, we park the scooter outside the bar, along with all the other scooters, and people do stop and look at the old Kymco because it's a good looking piece of gear. Plenty of storage. You've got the internal storage underneath the seat, of course. We had a top box fitted as well because Mrs. Stick likes something to rest against, to feel there's something behind her when she's riding pillion. Those two things combined, crikey, you know, you can go and do the shopping with that lot. It's really convenient and really easy. The seat itself is really comfortable. It's nice and wide, nice and deep. I think Kymco have made a good job with the colour contrast. We've got the white bike with the red and black seat. It looks really, really good. Plenty of room for two. Mrs. Stick also tells me that the grab handles for the pillion passenger are easy to locate, strong, and make her feel nice and safe. So that's a good thing again. It sounds good when you're on down the road. The service, you can do that yourself. It's dead easy. If you have the services done by the Kymco dealer, it extends the warranty by another 12 months, I believe. But it's simple and easy to do yourself. Change the oil, check the tension on the belt, clean the air filter, etc. The braking, of course, because it's a Euro 4 compliant, an E4 compliant scooter, it's not got anti-locks like a motorbike would have. The front and the back brake are actually locked together on the left-hand lever. The right-hand lever is just a normal front brake lever, like it would be on any motorbike. I don't use that now. I just use a left-hand lever, which locks the front and the back brake together. So with the little discs that are on it, again, if you look back at the videos, you'll see those. It stops progressively and it stops nice and quickly as well. We've had one issue where somebody tried to pull out and kill us and just pulled on the emergency stop and the bike stopped almost immediately. It was really good. The suspension's fine. It's a scooter, so it's not got the big travel of a motorbike, but it's fine, it's comfortable, it sounds good, it's easy to use, it's easy to ride. The front and back brakes are locked together. It's a brilliant piece of kit. Would I buy another Kymco Like 125i scooter? Yes, I would. Would I recommend them to all my friends? I already have. Do I love meese? I hate those mices to pieces. Some of you a little bit older might remember that cartoon. I hate those mice. So I'm going to buy myself some mouse traps and try and work out how the hell they got inside my scooter. Still, I should have it back next week or later on this week, and we'll be able to get out again on the Kymco Like 125i scooter. So that's about it. they're the 3 reviews that we did. Hope you enjoyed them. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is very important. Spread the good word. It's important that people, support what we're doing. We do these smaller, shorter midweek videos. At the weekend we release a longer video. It could be a trip or a tour somewhere. It could be a day out, up in the mountains, forgotten place, down the beach, some old Abruzzo churches, fabulous places to visit. So like and subscribe, spread the good word. So, from Vario stick and a half-eaten Kymco Like 125i, I'll say ciao ciao for now.